Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello to all of my tater tots out there. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Couch Potato Queens channel. We are covering the challenge All Stars 4. And join with me are the lovely William and Lanny.
Hi.
Cute married couple.
Yes, we are cute.
And married.
Also, she put a ring on it.
So I'm
we
assuming
actually
that...
just celebrated our 7-year wedding anniversary a couple of weeks ago. April
And yet
3rd.
how funny that Lanny is the bride of Chucky.
Gee, that
I was
makes me
inspired by
Chucky, I guess.
Jasmine.
Sure, Jan.
Sure, Jan. Face crack of the century. Yes, Steven. Yes.
Literally that. Yes. Well, if you are watching, be sure to smash that like, show us some love, and if you are a new viewer, be sure that you subscribe to our channel. And if you would like to support the channel even further, you can always send a super chat or a super thanks after the video posts. So let's roll into it. What was the title of this episode? Something about true colors.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
That sounds
Cindy
right.
Lauper.
Yeah.
Yes. Her true colors.
I'm like, is every single episode like referring to like a song title?
I think so.
And I'm not mad at it.
No,
I wish they'd play the little artist and title,
Right?
though. I like
because like
that when
MTV
they do
always
it.
does that. So like,
Yeah.
where is that? Main franchise does it.
Mhm.
Why are we
Yeah.
cutting it?
We're
here?
looking for something from main franchise on All Stars. Shockers.
Like, yeah, I'm surprised that they... I mean, I'm kind of shocked that you can just like get a Britney song that easily. Like,
What? It's MTV. It's the challenge.
well, it's technically Paramount, but also MTV has no relationship to music anymore.
I mean,
Yeah, but I'm sure they have a huge music library.
sure.
Well, if that's the case, then guess who's on MTV now? RuPaul's Drag Race, and they still...
And RuPaul's making money from every single one of her songs that is getting played anywhere. Thank you.
That is true. Yeah, don't be.
You're not wrong.
You're not available on iTunes.
She knows it. RuPaul's Drag Race.
So, okay, I jotted down a couple things that were just like things that I'd maybe forgotten to speak about last time.
Is that possible? You have an encyclopedic knowledge.
Well, there were some things where...
Ah,
Hi, Sophie. I was wondering where you were.
hi, Sophie.
Better late than never.
Welcome back.
No, you're not too late. We're just about to dive into it.
Yeah, exactly. Sophie.
Okay, so let's just start it off with, because it was brought up last episode, that we covered, but the All Stars 5 rumors.
Yes, we didn't talk about it.
Yeah. So apparently there's about, hello. There are about 2 weeks in between them filming 40 and them filming All Stars 5, and they're doing it in Vietnam again. I think that's what their thing is now. They're just gonna film them back to back, save money on the house.
Sure. Same house.
Sure.
Same sets.
Because there's so many damn spin-offs of this at this point, but oh my gosh. But yeah,
those are back to back now. They're
Yeah.
going to happen soon after each other. DJ probably won't even on.
Doubt it.
No.
And apparently the living conditions are like trash right now for season 40. Yeah.
Really?
Like I think I saw rumors that there were like maybe 2 bathrooms for 40 challengers.
Stop.
Oh, what if someone's having sex in the first bathroom?
Well, you already know Anise is walking into everyone showering. So hi, Crispy.
Hi.
So apparently they're including basically everyone but OGs. Like there are maybe like 6 to 8 people who have come onto the show post Final Reckoning.
Oh.
And the one at least somewhat decent thing is you have to have at least been on an MTV version. It's no like CBS version. Like, yes, you may have come from CBS, but you had to have played on like the challenge. not any spinoff.
I
But
heard
you
they
could-
were letting just like straight up CBS people come on that had not been on Challenge at all.
Right? Yeah, like when we didn't have spinoffs. And honestly, I mean, that wasn't terrible, but
Okay, well, I feel not positive about that.
I'm gonna wait until I hear more from Gamer Vev. I'm gonna wait it out. I'm gonna try to be hopeful.
I feel like
Apparently
Gamer is the one that said this.
yes,
she not?
but yes, but nothing's final until it's final. You know, nothing's final until they meet TJ.
Sure. I feel like part of the fun of All Stars, though, has been bringing back the older competitors. And it's had an older franchise feel to it, which I've really appreciated. So if we move towards like these new cast members, are we going to lose that in All Stars?
I mean, all of the shows are basically just blending together now. Who is this?
This is Sabrina. She is our loudest baby.
Not Salem?
And a murdress.
Well, don't worry, we've got a Luna too.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
we
I
have
love
2 little
that.
black kitties.
But I don't know. I'm like a little concerned about All Stars becoming main franchise, because then why have 2 separate ones if there's nothing special about All Stars?
I mean, like Jordan was on All Stars 3, and then Naya, and then all of a sudden they're going to. I mean, they're.
Yeah, then they're on the regular.
I mean, don't put.
But at least if they've been on the challenge, I mean, I don't want like just Big Brother players showing up on All Stars. You know what I mean?
They're probably putting like Bessie on. I mean,
Barf.
I would be shocked if anyone from season 40 went on that. Like, I would just want to go the fuck home. Like, don't like that's a
do 2 back to back? That would be terrible.
Well, Michelle Fitzgerald basically did that. She said that she had done she did Challenge USA, went home for like a week to go to the Taylor Swift concert, and then went and filmed 39.
Oh, that sounds exhausting. How many months was that? Like 5 months?
Probably.
I mean, normally film 2 months, 3 months.
I think it's about 6 weeks for All Stars, and I think it can be almost 3 months for the main show. And I'm like, you do not need to make it. It does not need to be that long. It really doesn't.
That's wild.
I mean, I guess it takes time. Like, it takes days to do all the confessionals and whatnot. But
sure,
I mean, come on.
It probably takes a few days to film every episode, and they've got to build in time for like when shit goes down.
This part though, I guess if you are eliminated somewhat early, then you know when you have your post-production meeting, they're like, "Hey, you want to do All Stars 5? You want to stick around for a little bit?"
No.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Especially because you probably have to fly home and then fly back out.
Why? Do you think for visa reasons?
Oh, maybe that.
Well, and like how a production's structured, they probably like have the budget to fly everyone out or something like that. I mean, you might, if you've been working with them a while, been like, I'm going to stick around. But God.
Well, and they probably don't have the budget to house them and feed them for those
they
weeks in between.
Certainly are not housing or feeding them. That's not happening. Definitely not.
Steven, do you know that Lanny has worked on MTV Productions before?
For what?
I worked on
spoiler.
Teen Wolf season 1 that shot in Atlanta in 2021. I was in the accounting department.
Wait, 2011.
2011.
You said Teen Wolf, right?
Teen Wolf season 1. Tyler Hoechlin, Taylor Posey?
Lautner?
Tyler Posey?
No, not Taylor Lautner.
No.
And what's that gay one? Was he on that season, Colton Haynes?
On that show, I never met him. I met the other 2.
Well, funny story. That's our connection because I'm in an episode of Teen Wolf.
Stop.
I have a slow. It's from season 2. I think the episode is called The Rave. And I literally have a slow-mo where it's just my face and Colton's face, like in the shot. A slow-mo. I knew what I was doing. I knew where I was hanging out. And I knew when he had to make his entrance, I went,
yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Did you go out? Was the studio still in the warehouse in Lithonia? Was that where it was?
It was they had some like separate type of warehouse in Castleberry Hill that they had to
Oh,
like used for the rave scene.
okay. That was the second location. I wasn't there, but like where we were, all of the props were, all of the sets. They had a huge warehouse. It was pretty cool.
Love
Teen Wolf.
that.
Yeah.
Go MTV. Love that. They were from Atlanta. Ace is from like Athens, but I can't think of anyone. I couldn't tell you of one single person.
No, and they
I
never
just
had
thought
a
of that.
real world season here, which was
They
bullshit.
did. They did.
What?
It was the very last one, and it was the one that went straight to Facebook.
Oh,
TV or
yeah,
whatever.
that
But
barely
that's
counts.
not even a real
the one that
thing.
wasn't on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, trash. So is Ace even?
No, question mark.
No. Oh, they are funny and smart.
Oh,
That's why I
thank you,
chose them.
Sophie. And we love the challenge, and we love Steven. So
Oh, thanks.
he's our favorite. See you next Tuesday.
Good, stop. Okay, so another thing to point out, this whole like storyline of like Cam, Cam and Leroy leaving their baby and whatnot. It's so funny that since the filming of this, they went and had a whole ass other kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Right,
got pregnant,
right.
had the kid. Like it's like that just showed that's been a long time. Had a whole ass other
like
kid.
18 months, right? Isn't that wild?
Wild. Are either of them back for 40?
Leroy.
Oh.
Okay, legit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all I'll say about that.
That retirement was so short-lived.
Have y'all seen
He was
the
only
cast?
gone for like 2 seasons.
Have y'all seen the cast for 40?
I'm
feel
sure
like
at one
I
point.
have,
Yeah.
but I've forgotten.
Did I not? I should have sent you like a graphic of
No,
everyone.
you did. You did.
I'm-
And it was
yeah.
beautiful. That's
I told
what,
you-
and I sent everything to Lanny, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's
yeah,
a daisy chain.
the theme is eras. Go figure.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, the Taylor Swift Eras Tour will still be going on when that airs, so it's fine.
yeah,
That goes
it's-
until December of this year.
I thought it went until December of next year.
Oh my god, she has a new album. Why are we doing that?
They can
Because
add
she
an
makes like
tenth
$1 billion
era.
a night. Like that's why she makes so much money every time she does it. She's like, "There's my new island. There's my new like small country."
gosh.
Tee.
They should film on Taylor Swift's island. I'd watch that season.
I would too. And then they wouldn't have to go all the way to Vietnam.
So another thing to point out that that I had written down from last time, but you can really see it in this episode. But Avery and Adam are dating now. Currently.
Stop. Are they? I like at the end when they were like, I like felt the chemistry.
Were they dating before they were on the show? Did
No.
they start hooking up on the show?
I don't know what happened on All Stars 4 with them, if anything. I don't know if it was after that, but I guess they won the daily together. And
The Wonder Woman comment was a bit odd.
yeah, I picked up on that. I'm like, okay, they kind of are though.
Sure.
No,
I'm
Tina
not
O'Shea.
mad at it, but it was just a weird confessional. Like, and I don't really care about Adam, which makes it even
Is that about
like.
us?
Oh, is that? Yeah, Crispy. Are you talking about these two or Adam and Avery?
Definitely Wonder Woman and that
'Cause
dude
I
I
think
don't
it's
give a
us
shit
two.
about.
Lesbian person, Jordan. I mean, you're actually not wrong.
basically.
And
Basically.
also, I listened to Jemmy's podcast today, and she said that Jasmine confirmed Tina was the sidekick.
Okay, sure.
It was
I
Tina.
mean, right, but like no one's surprised by that.
No.
She's like the biggest shit stir there is. Thanks, Crispy.
Appreciate it. So were y'all getting the vibe? Well, I'll go into that in a little bit later, but yeah, we'll start it off. She's so lucky.
She's a star. Yeah,
I'm like, that's kind of the perfect song. She's so lucky. She's a star.
It was beautiful.
But
I mean, it's in my little name tag over here. I loved it so much.
I do love that it's kind of some shade that they play that when Tina's coming back with her star because she got to be.
No, I know
it was
for
beautiful.
nothing. It was everything though,
and
it was
justice
the
for
perfect
Tina.
moment.
Yeah.
Hashtag justice for Tina.
That was so funny. That was a gag, but I loved that.
Yeah, start every episode with a different Britney song, please.
Oops, I did it again. Maybe that'll be the next one for Rachel getting a star.
I'm ready. Yes, I'm here for it. What's next?
Oh, okay.
Steven?
Wait, this is wait. I don't think Ayana said exactly what she was accused of. She pretty much said, "I heard." You're not wrong. I want to circle back to that later because I had that same thought. I really did. So we see Cam and Leroy on what looks to be like an iPhone 5 or something, a really old iPhone, looking at. I can't tell if they weren't FaceTiming him, but maybe they were seeing videos. I'm just gonna assume production gave them a little more leeway as far as like communication back home. But I know that wasn't their phone because that camera was about this small and there was only one of them. So
I missed what they were looking at.
It was just like there was
the pictures of their baby or something.
Yeah, and then there was a video that like the whole screen went to, but so I can't tell if that was to them or they. I mean, they have a phone, and we don't. That's something you never see unless it's a sidekick.
Sure,
I'm not talking about Tina.
Production got like a phone of memories or something that they gave to cast members.
Well, I was thinking that they were like, I don't know,
They're not going to keep their own phone.
No, but I think that maybe whoever's looking after Kingston was able to like send videos to like this certain number, and they were able to see it.
Sure. I agree with that. And then we can get these moments of them looking at the videos. That's what production wants.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a good point. But I thought it was so funny to me when Leroy said, "Yeah, I'll be a stay-at-home dad." Cam's like, "No, you won't." That no, you're gonna work too. I'm like, yeah, tell him, sis. And then, okay, so this whole thing with Rachel and Ayana being like friends, I was kind of not shocked, but I guess I never.
I mean, who would have known? Yeah.
Well, okay, friendship or Rachel realizing how few people are in her alliance and trying to buddy up to other people in the game.
I don't think
Rachel's that smart. No,
I don't.
Yeah.
No, she's not that smart.
I don't know if she's not that smart.
Sorry. But she's not necessarily a political player.
I feel like that's normally up to like Veronica.
Right.
And that's.
Well, and I feel like there's a big divide in the house between like kind of the Rachel, Veronica, Tina's, the like older era, and like kind of like everyone else below that. Because like Jazz and Brandon and Cam kind of all seem to be working together with people that are among their generation. So I just feel like Rachel, Veronica, and Tina don't have a lot of people on their side, and they know it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look around, I'm like, I don't see anyone that really is with the three of them.
Right, because they're gonna be voted in next. They got their numbers.
They're the bottom of the heap.
They need Rachel needs to she needs to, instead of having some kind of unspoken thing with Cara, she needs to have a spoken thing with Cara. Like bring Cara into the Mean Girls. Like get your numbers up.
I feel like that's what Cara basically tried to do, and Rachel kind of like backed out of it.
Cara is kind of floating. Cara, her
but
vote was
in that conversation with her and Rachel, when she was like, I'm not going to put you in because you've got a star, and I want to protect you, and I hope you do the same. And Rachel was like, "Gee, I mean,
you're not wrong. That was kind of Cara's idea."
Cara kind of put out a little olive branch, and I mean, Rachel wound up honoring and not, pulling her star, but she didn't jump on the idea of an alliance.
And I'm not mad at it either.
I'm not either.
But strong girls got to look out for strong girls. I feel like that is a challenge trope. Like we can gang up together and try to keep each other safe and then duke it out in the final.
Well,
That is a strong girl trope. I agree.
Yeah.
All the strong girls seem to have that mentality.
But when thought it was of all things to say to Ayanna, I mean, I guess she said it best. She said, Ayanna, less is more. And I'm like, yeah, what else can you say to her? But you can really tell, I'm like, it's Rachel talking to Ayanna, and then who's right there as well? Sidekick Tina.
Naturally.
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this I see it now. I'm like, okay.
Tina.
We do have to like talk about this. Yeah, Tony wakes Nicole up and says that Shane called him. He has to go home because of the family emergency.
Right. What do we know? What happened with Shane?
Well, I don't know that it was. Maybe it is just Shane just called him. I don't think it was necessarily
about Shane.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anything online, any podcasts. I haven't heard anything about what it possibly could be. But
well, I hope everything's okay.
Tell me, you guys caught. I thought it was so funny as he's like waking Nicole up to tell her this. You just see Steve in the back with his CPAP machine.
Yes, I totally noticed. Yes. And then like a few shots later, he was like awake and like. Totally.
That was so funny to me. I gagged at that. I'm like, come on, cameraman. You know what you're doing. Like, this is so unserious. It's so funny. Like, so fucking funny to me. But yeah, I was sad to see him go, but he's on season 40 as well, so he did come back.
Oh, Tony time.
Okay, I thought this was when Laurel and Nicole like had this conversation. I thought this was what Laurel said. She says, "Do you feel like expressing anything?"
Oh, that was weird.
I'm like, what? That was such a weird way to say what was that was an odd question.
Right. And to double down on the weird, Nicole was like, Laurel is so good at helping me like figure out my problems. And it's like, wow, y'all must be just fucking bizarre together because
I think they're both equally as toxic for each other. Like in like both of them.
It seems not like it.
It's not a diss to Laurel, but clearly they are toxic together.
I mean, no. Hey, Laurel is no saint. I mean, we've seen many sides of her.
I mean, my favorite suck it moment. I mean, I love Laurel.
Okay, let's see. What is
what other on-show romances has she had? She hooked up with Horacio.
Yes.
Oh, she did.
Pre-Nerds.
Didn't her and Jordan have a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And I feel like she doesn't play as well on a season where she's having a romance.
I mean, who really does unless you're like in it? Oh, she never done well in a season. Let's be real.
She got to that final that time with Bananas. Wasn't that her first final?
No, because she was in the Double Agents one as well. Her and Leroy finished third.
Right. Oh yeah, and they both finished, and it was a great moment. But we were like, it all built to them winning, and they didn't.
Oh my god, this is one of my favorite Laurel moments. And like when she was just saying all that shit about Big Easy, and then on that reunion, they go, "Welcome, Big Easy," and there's this gif of Laurel going,
"Yeah."
Like dated for a year. I don't think I realized that. I thought it was just maybe like a little
a showmance. Yeah, I thought just a showmance.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Laurel has certainly dated around in the house. No tea, no shade.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
yeah, they were on X's, Jordan and Sarah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right? Jordan, like basically all the challengers that have been on multiple seasons have dated through the house. I mean, it happens.
Well, I've also heard a couple things about Jordan. Check his OnlyFans.
Stop. What are we hearing? A double handful?
Maybe. Well, that's more Leroy. I've seen that.
No, you've. Yes. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, so we get to the daily called Domino, motherfucker. I'm like, okay, this is fun. I love that.
That was a good challenge. It was well designed too.
Yeah, I thought so. It looked no, it looked. I like the aerial shot of it. It looked like creepy almost, it reminded me of like Signs.
Is that like a crop circle?
Yeah. Isn't that what that's called? Signs? Is that movie?
The alien movie with the tin hats?
Yeah, is that what that? Well, like where they found the crop circle? Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah. From like 2001. Was that like?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh, was it M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, it was one of the movies that put him on the map.
So then TJ announces that we have a replacement, and it's Cyrus.
Yay! I love Cyrus. He's
the ultimate alternate.
Sure, he's got such great presence. Love his energy.
But he's got a great personality. I like Cyrus. He's a really cool guy. He seems.
I mean, he's an OG.
For sure.
But
I mean, I don't think he's gonna win, but I like him. Happy to see him.
Oh, you mean in that moment when you saw him enter?
Okay. I just mean I don't think he's gonna win like the season. He could have maybe stayed on and not lost immediately, but
hey, he might not be an alternate material, but he stays being an alternate. He was an alternate for All Stars 2, and he was an alternate for 40. And he was an alternate for All Stars 3.
Do you know if he made it on 40?
He did not. It was him because what was cool though, each era had to have like certain alternates.
An era alternate.
Yeah, so era 1 was Cyrus and Ruthie.
Ruthie didn't make it? No!
I think she's a production liability because well,
it's the way.
I mean, it's kind of sad to say, but like her drinking never got better. I mean, on her Real World season, they had to interfere because she was driving drunk. And then the fight that you see on All Stars 1, she was drunk.
Sure.
It's not sad to celebrate someone's disability.
Only prescriptions.
I do love a messy drunk.
Oh my gosh, no, this was really funny though. I agree. Yeah, that for jumping ahead, but that really was the wrong one for him losing all that weight for Cyrus. Okay, so can you understand? Like I said, I don't really ever understand all the dailies because they get fed a lot more information about how it works than we hear. But I jotted down line 10 dominoes in a row to where all sides that touch have a matching star.
Well, it's like just regular dominoes. They have to match. Like the number of stars have to be equal on each side.
Pips.
Yes, they have to touch. Well, they were stars in this.
Okay. And then TJ announces it's a double elimination.
My favorite kind. I love a purge.
I don't like a purge. I want everyone to at least be in an elimination, unless it's like.
Don't always.
Not for All Stars. I do not want that for All Stars. Like,
okay, you're right. Not at all.
I want to see what they're made of. Like, I want to see
double elimination. Sign me up.
Yeah, love it. I was here.
Yeah,
but
excellent news.
I wasn't sure when he said that. I'm like, oh my god, is it going to be like pair against pair?
Ooh,
and like,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I was concerned if that was going to be the case. So I'm like, yikes. But the pairs for the daily, they were so random to me. Like
they got
Leroy and Flora. I think someone
they
did.
Mentioned getting like
I think TJ said you can pick.
Yeah, she picked not Leroy so that they didn't. If they lost, they weren't both in the bottom. But he still lost.
I mean, which that was smart on Cam.
Sure, yeah.
But
Cam has played a smart game all season.
I think she's running the house.
I agree.
Sure.
Like, yeah. She really seems. I don't know if he did or not. The reason I suspect it was a double is because they just the math wouldn't be there.
Right,
I was thinking because of Janelle, but Janelle still went home, and then they just brought in Cyrus, so the numbers were always still the same as if somebody went home. I thought that was the reason why.
Question: is this the first double elimination, and will there be more?
I hope so.
I think so.
For me, I don't, because I want people there as long as possible. But it's also, you can't fit like one male elimination, then a female. That one person leaving per. Well, if you think about it, we know, like we rarely know in the beginning how many people are going to be in the final.
Well,
we know it's six. So if you can do the math, if you do the math for 12 episodes, I
can't do it.
I don't know how many people are in there, but
I'm not an accountant.
There's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 22 people in the start of this episode.
Are you mathing over there, Steven?
I have the pairs written down for the daily, and I just counted.
Okay.
See, Cara, you can count. It works.
But now can we divide with our fingers? I'm not doing it.
So let's see. Okay, so we have Tina Kefla, Leroy Flora, Jay Nicole, Staten Island's finest.
Yes.
Steve and Jasmine, Cam and Ryan, Brad and Rachel, Muscles on Muscles, and that's all they got. Adam and Avery, the start of a showman's. Ayanna and Cyrus, I'm like, okay, that tracks, because no one else would want to be Ayanna's partner at this point besides the person who just came on.
Sure.
Laurel, Brandon, Derek, Veronica, Cara, and Ace. I thought this was really funny. What Jasmine said, she's like, I went to an HBCU. There are two things I learned how to play: spades and dominoes.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can't play that, just sit in the living room with your grandma. Don't come to the kitchen table because you'll get cussed out.
Yeah,
I was so sad she didn't win with that energy.
I
was ready for a Jasmine win. Like right then, I was like, this would be perfect.
Right, I was ready for it. So ready.
But she at least got she was. I think I saw like tears coming down her eyes just because she was in the middle group, because she'd been in the bottom the first two.
Right. But that's a win for Jasmine. Not being in the bottom is a win for her, I think.
Oh, she basically came in first place and won $250,000 if she just made the middle. I mean, that's the equivalent. Hello, we're talking about Jasmine.
You're not wrong.
So, what is the song that played? That's not Katy Perry? Is it Jessie J? Take me down like I'm a domino.
Jessie J. For sure. I mean, the music this episode was great.
I love that they just take into account what song can we match up with what's happening on the screen. Like,
sound design is
just
rocking
show
this
me
season.
The name and artist.
Right.
Honestly,
credit the artist. And is crediting the artist such a hard thing to do? Honestly,
I mean, I kind of thought you kind of had to do it. I don't know. Maybe that was just what I thought. But
I think if you pay enough money, you don't have to.
What kind of budget do they even have anymore? Honestly. So the only notes I really had, Brad and Rachel couldn't muscles on muscles, not much else. I'm like, if you're a fit person, don't go with another fit person.
Right, you need the brains.
I wonder how much everyone planned it out, because we saw Cam talking about planning it out, and I feel like you couldn't, with two not real dominoes in the mix, because if you didn't plan it out, what happened to Brad and Rachel will happen to you. So I wonder how much they planned it out, or if like Avery and Adam just got lucky.
I mean, I think they probably had to choose pretty quickly, because one person turns to the other person and says, "Hey, let's be partners." I mean, you're going to run out of people.
I meant like to complete the domino.
To actually solve the puzzle.
The actual, the challenge, the elimination.
I couldn't figure out what.
Bitch, you could barely read the rules.
The non-domino thing. I'm like, what?
You wrote it down and you could barely read it back, girl.
Everyone got a sequence, and in the possible choices, there were two extra that didn't work.
No.
Okay. That's the that is the issue. Yeah. I'll teach you how to play dominoes one day. Like, we'll have you over. It'll be great, and then you'll get it.
Thanks. Appreciate that. What did I write down in this? The bottom were Brad and Rachel, Leroy Flora, Derek Veronica, Tina Kefla, And wait, am I missing one? Wait, 1, 2. No, yeah, those are them. But Kefla's comment, I fell out of my chair. He is. I'm living for him. Like he is giving me so much.
Yes. His story
it is Kefla. It is Kefla.
Yes,
I listen.
Kefla.
It is Kefla. He says the 3 brothers in the bottom for a game of dominoes in Africa. I'm not going to hear the end of this.
Yes. We guffawed when he said that last night.
That was so funny to me. Oh my gosh.
Well, Jasmine set it up too. I mean,
right.
She got it done.
They were coming through for our domino players. It was beautiful.
That was so. Oh my gosh, I love that. So when they go back to the house, this is when shit starts popping off.
Yes.
Because Flora says, Brandon, did I say something to you about what Ayana said?
Wait, is Flora the one that started this?
Well, no, it was. But I think it was like somehow both Flora and Brandon both
overheard it because we saw Brandon's body cam.
Yeah.
And we could hear Ayana's Theo.
But I don't know that was the camera, but does that pick up sound? I don't know. It couldn't have been that clear. Like, let's be real. But I mean,
I think they're mics.
Oh yeah, they're always wearing their mics.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, does a mic pick up sound better than ears do? Especially when I don't know. It just
it could if they were mic'd like they regularly. I can't speak regularly are. It would have totally picked that up.
No, but like, would they really be able to hear it with they're in like
the 2 people standing 2 or 3 people
I don't.
over?
Well, maybe
she was talking to someone. I mean, someone
to Cyrus
was to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, is that who she was talking to?
Yeah,
was Cyrus.
I think what she was doing because Cyrus has just walked in and that's her partner, and she's trying to. I don't know if she was lying.
She wasn't
or not.
talking to Brandon. I thought she was talking to Brandon.
No, that's why.
Oh, okay.
That she was talking to. She was talking
but
to Cyrus.
Brandon said he heard it.
Right, he heard it, but she didn't say it to him.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking it's once I realized I'm like, oh, once I rewatched it, I'm like, oh, her partner is Cyrus. He has no idea.
That makes sense because they were walking in pairs.
Okay.
Yeah, and like he has no idea what is going on in the house, what the dynamics are, and I don't know if people if anyone ever did say that, or if she just fabricated this like, no, I want to get them out, so I'm going to say, because her words were,
some people are talking about or something.
Like are wanting to break up that alliance between Cam and Leroy.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I barely call that an alliance. I mean, it's a lot more than that.
Right, they're literally a couple.
But they've got other people in their alliance too.
Yeah,
their alliance has branches.
Sure, but it's also like episode 3. You can't come for like the dawn of the family.
Sometimes you got to make 3. A big move.
No,
but I mean, I guess she was just trying to plant that seed into someone's head who has no idea, what is.
I mean, I guess.
Sure. Well, isn't that? I feel like how the challenge works. You kind of like talk about like what's the gossip that's going on and see if you agree with the gossip.
But I don't know if it was it. I don't think it was real. Like I don't know who would have said that. Who would have said that to Ayana? No one.
She totally made it up.
She did what she did in episode 2.
Right. She's been making the shit up all.
I think she was fishing, like to see it.
Yes. Yeah, no, she that's exactly what she was doing. But I mean, she took the one person who, because it makes so much sense why she was partnered with Cyrus, because no one else would be partners with her, and she's like, I'm gonna make use of this.
But clearly, 2 people overheard, like, because I don't think this would have been a thing had not multiple people heard what they were talking about.
I agree.
Because then they came back and they corroborated it, and maybe they twisted their words this much, but I feel like the essence was actually there.
Correct. I agree.
They were talking about.
Because Ayana said, I put it in quotes because they had the subtitles on the screen, but she said, now a lot of people want to try to break up that alliance between Cam and Leroy. But yeah, you're right. The essence, it's like, no, I'm trying to do this. There's not a lot of people, or else they would just do it.
Or even if there are, I'm telling you what I want to happen, you know?
Right.
Like she was totally
we saw
fishing
what
for
happened at voting. They do have the numbers, and several people came out and they were like, "Cam, I am picking what you're saying."
for you. Yeah, I support you.
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong. Yeah, Cam's running the house, honestly.
Yeah.
So, well, then they're saying like Ayana's desperate. Like, yeah, she is like fishing. And then they kind of drop like a little confessional from Jasmine saying like Ayana is there for her outside the show, which I was kind of surprised at. I didn't think they were like friends. I mean, especially they had a fight in All Stars 2, and I guess maybe they made up, but
maybe they made up after the season and then have just stayed in touch.
But like
I'm sure life outside the show is just so different. Because life in the show is wild, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of like one thing I do like about the challenge. They don't just like Laurel and Cara Maria. Yeah, they have a rivalry, but they don't talk outside. Like Wes and Bananas is the only like, I guess, rivalry where they're both in on it, like, and they can joke about it on the outside. Whereas maybe not any, I don't know if it's any more, but if you think about
Bananas,
the golden era of the challenge, who?
Bananas and CT.
Well, I think some people just outgrew their like rivalry.
Oh, sure. I think they became friends for having to be enemies for so long and doing press and whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the challenge used to be a lot more like personal. Like if you do something personal to me, like it's going to reflect in the game. But I mean, I just didn't see just on this season anything. I never saw any kind of inkling that Jasmine was friends with Ayana.
I think
that's why I was so confused
about that. I think she talked about that in like episode 1 or 2. Very
well. That's why I was so confused when Ayana was saying like, "I have real friends in this house." I'm like, where are they?
Well, no, she doesn't have any friends in the house. They all voted for her. I think literally every single person that could vote voted for her.
Yeah. So Kefla and Cyrus, they're like pretty much talking, saying they see the writings on the walls. I mean they knew that they were going to be the ones going in. I'm like, good, get that out of the way so we can talk about the women.
Right.
I'm like, good. Let's do it. Then we go to the club scene. This is when it all comes out. Cam tells the girls that Ayana's like coming for her and Leroy. And Cam said a quote that I'm gonna use from here on out. She said, "You're not about to be starting fires and then play the victim." I love that. I kind of love that.
Right? I
kind of love that.
Not the victim.
I kind of love that. And
not the victim, sis.
But then she does say, I mean, I kind of felt for her when she said like, back when I was on the challenge, we were excited to win bikes and computers. This is different. My oldest kids have never had their own bedroom. Like, I want the money. And like, I kind of felt for her with that. Like, this is a big deal. Like, if you're like an OG like that, where you were playing for nothing way back when, that's a big deal.
Well, like, and Lanny and I were talking about this last night, and the reason one of the reasons Ayana is good on the show is she gives great confessionals, and like you're talking about, she's totally vulnerable and she can really connect, and she is just, I don't know, like a really cool, sweet, charming, lovely person. But then you like see her behaving in the house and you're like, what the fuck? Why would anybody be friends with that?
Yeah,
like,
I want to.
She is a lovely person.
Confessional Ayana. I like confessional Ayana.
Yeah. And I bet that's what she's like outside the house when there's no stakes, you know, like a loving, supportive, caring person.
Maybe
but, like,
so.
In the house, she's insane.
Some of her tactics, like if you think back to All Stars 2, some of them like they're entertaining to me, but some of them don't make sense. Like, you remember her eating Jody's salad? She's like, I ate that Greek salad.
It's wild.
Of course,
but like, we've seen this. People react so oddly and differently to stress and pressure, and like what a like pressure pot the challenge is. It can bring out anything in anyone, I feel like.
I guess so. I mean, honestly. So, oh man, when Cam comes to like when they go back to the house and Cam like basically like comes into Ayana's room and saying like, let's talk. And Ayana's like, is it about game? Because I'm really tired. Cam's like, yes, it is, and I don't care. We're gonna talk. I was like, okay, oh shit, okay. Like if someone ever, if I was playing and someone ever said, like, oh, if it's about
I need
game,
to have
I'm
an
too
important
tired.
conversation.
No, if I was Cam and like if I'm Cam and somebody says that to me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, we'll talk about it. Like, no, now. It's always now. No, we're not later. There's not much later now.
Sure. Well, she was making a power move, and she wasn't going to back down at the start of the power
that's
move.
exactly what. That's exactly what. But,
well, and you don't tell Queen Cam no. I mean, that bitch is running that house. She's not going to take no for an answer.
Yeah. Ayana was so I don't know what she I really am curious what Ayana believes happened. Like if she doesn't remember saying that, and because if she did remember saying that, I feel like she would go straight to Cyrus, be like, was this you? Like I don't know, but it was just what she said was that somebody lied to you, Cam. And it reminded me of that what it was a Tiffany Pollard quote. Somebody lied to you several times when they told you you were. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Tell me you know what I'm talking about. So when somebody said you were hot.
No, but I love New York.
I do love New York as well.
You don't know the Gemma Collins quote? Oh my God! Somebody lied to you several times when they told you were hot, fly, and sexy, and you were nothing. You were nothing like that. You were nothing of the sort. Oh my God! You never said. I'm sending that to you. Oh my gosh!
You, please.
I'm sending that to you.
I love her. I'm so glad she's back on season 2 of House of Villains.
Right. It sounds nicer than how she talked to Omarosa.
Side note: if Ayana was in better health, put her on House of Villains.
Yes. Oh, she would be great.
I'm glad we get Candy Muse, but I'm sad Plain Jane had not made her premiere because she would eat House of Villains alive.
I don't know if I want Boy Plain, though. Boy Plain is just not enough to look at.
Are we getting Boy Candy?
I don't mind Boy Candy. I like both of them.
Well, on the Traders Canada, there was a drag queen from
Fierce.
Yeah, Fierce Delicious or whatever. And did you watch that?
No, I just knew Fierce was on.
Oh, I bootlegged it.
Was it good?
Actually, yeah. But they interchanged between drag and boy.
They were in both throughout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope that's what Candy does, because she'd eat some of these like bigoted people alive in drag, and I will live for that.
I can't wait. Oh yeah, Wes versus Candy. Oh yeah, I'll be here for that.
I don't think Wes would pick a fight with a drag queen.
He knows how to give good TV. Like he knows, like this is a TV show. This is
and
not
that's
just
what House of Villains is about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put that on my boy Wes. That was so nice to Casey. A shining example of how a man should treat a woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm being facetious, by the way, for people that do not yet know me.
Well, no, but okay, here's how you really get clocked. When I honestly said, like, somebody lied to you, Cam, listen, when MTV or Paramount, when they show your footage receipt twice in an episode, they showed it twice. It's like, no, you did say this. Yes, you did.
Right.
You said this. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're clocked. But oh my gosh, this fight, it was so. I was like, is this what Killer Cam does? Show me the people, Cam. Show me the people. Where are they? Where are they? Was it you? No. Where are the people? And Brandon said this. Brandon did this so well because it came from him, but he said the perfect news. He says, I haven't talked to you in the last 3 days.
And it's true. Which that's another thing you can tell, like, yeah, he was part of the big argument between Ayana. So like, I'm like, okay, yeah, you haven't talked to her in 3 days. Got it. Well, and
That's
stay
right.
clear of that fight. I mean, that was not a fight you wanted to get in on.
Absolutely not.
Miss Jasmine knows all too well.
But oh
The
my
Bride of
gosh,
Chucky.
when Ayana looks directly into the camera,
Oh,
oh my! I'm like,
yes.
this is what I'm like.
Yes.
Look into that camera and be like, what is she? She says, if they want to frame it up so that I can get thrown into elimination, Jasmine knows she's called my behind at 1, 2, 3 in the morning when she was going through stuff, and then that's when Jasmine says oh, now you're gonna see the Bride of Chucky, like
yes.
which that's what Jazzy J is there for.
Yeah.
Like
where's her mirror?
She needed something to punch.
I swear if her mirror would have been around, she would have been like,
Mama Jasmine knows. It's on brand.
She very on brand. I love that she's the same old girl, but like a matured, but same old girl, like same old Jazzy J. I love
100%. But the misdirection attempt, like it just was so off. Well, and I was just thinking about this while we were talking about all of this. It makes the vote last week even more confusing when she threw in Jasmine. They are best friends. She calls her at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. How come after the 45-minute speech last week, she then throws in Jasmine? I mean, that was the question that people had at the table, but like, we're getting this whole narrative and they're so close. And then like, it was just so odd because it's like, what's happening?
Right.
This a seemingly good relationship, a relationship that they both have relied on outside the house to just like belly out there.
I hadn't even thought of that.
I hadn't either, but that also kind of tracks now why, because she didn't want to say Tina or Jasmine, and I can't remember who another option was. Were there only 3? Was it like Janelle, someone, and someone? I can't remember.
Jasmine or Tina.
Oh, come on, stats.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Janelle or Tina.
So I guess she didn't want to do Janelle because that was giving her what she wanted. And then the other name was either Jasmine, who I guess is her friend outside the house,
or Tina,
who was her sidekick. It's like, oh, well, you were my sidekick. I can't really do that. You helped me. So you helped me, put this plan or whatever together. So
whose alliance she's maybe trying to get into.
Maybe that's why she was going on for 45 minutes, because then at the end she's like, no, we need to get this to where it's Nicole versus Laurel. I'm like, well, you can only do so much to make that happen.
Right, and she's calling for that too. I mean, she's calling for Nicole versus Laurel. She's calling for Cam versus Leroy, which is not even a thing. But like, she is like, was just doing too much, as Leroy said. She was doing the most.
Doing the most.
It was just too much most. I couldn't.
It was definitely too much most. Sophie, we don't know. I have not heard anything about it. It might be if it was that bad to where he needed to like leave, and it hasn't come out yet. I don't know. And I'm not sure if he's still filming Challenge 40 or not. So yeah, maybe he'll come forward if he's out yet. We'll see. What do I have next? Well, yeah, Cam said like Ayana just gave me my answer without telling me. But Lainey, when you said misdirection, were you talking about how she like brought Jasmine into the mix?
Yeah.
Like when she looked at that I didn't even think about it like that. Like why you just pulled someone in who wasn't even in the conversation? Like where did that come from? And yeah, I guess it was she was trying to guide it somewhere else and it flopped. You did not eat that up, Ayana.
No, well, when you've got the attention of the entire house on you, you can't just be like hot potato and try to like throw it off on somebody else.
Well, and we've seen it in Challenge, like fights that start between one person. Some of the most iconic fights in Challenge
secondary spin-off fights.
Yeah, from another fight that was happening, and then like all of a sudden they'd like turn to the left, and there was like a new person right there, and they were like, they just went in. Someone was like, hey, maybe you should go to sleep. You're having a like bad night. And they're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Sounds like Marie. That's Marie. That's Marie.
Where is she on
Your
All Stars?
queen.
Well, you know she was supposed to be on All Stars. Wait, do you not know the tea of why
No.
Marie is not? Marie was
No.
supposed to be on All Stars too. And get this. This is
Yeah, hit me. Hit me with this Marie tea.
so this was had COVID not been like a weird thing.
Sure.
I mean, we
were all through it. Yeah, we get it.
So the production that kind of like goes through, like they go through your social media and like see if there are any, any things that could be problematic. Like, they got to investigate. They got to what do you call it? Cross your T's, dot your I's. And
they're doing a background check.
Yes, that when they're doing their like social media background check. I guess it was like during the pandemic, there was a photo of like Marie with other people with like red cups, and like basically like this was back when it was still like 2021, and it wasn't like so like in the beginning of COVID, but it wasn't like the end.
Did they
get
mad at her for partying?
Yeah, I guess that for partying when there was a pandemic and you should have just been at home.
And so they passed on her for that.
Literally that. Like I'm pretty sure that might be one of the voice memos I have from her in my DMs.
Well,
which while we're on the topic of Maria, no, never mind. I can't say that one out loud. Never mind. Caught myself. I think I've told you about it, but she sent me a voice memo a while ago, and I'm not breaking that trust.
That was beautiful.
I'm not breaking that trust. This. Do you see Ayanna just like basically like dragging Rachel behind her? I'm like, I feel like it should be the opposite. Like Rachel is like pulling Ayanna away, but I guess Ayanna was just like, I need a friend who is an actual friend, but like Rachel's like, oh, I don't want to go. Like she's being dragged. I'm like,
sure.
Okay.
You don't want to have to deal with that.
Oh my! This would be the only thing that I would, if you can put anyone you want on this next season of All Stars. If Millionaire Mitchell is on,
she's my queen.
Put anyone on there. I don't care who it is. Put her on.
I think she's my current favorite female player. After my last female player was permanently blackballed, and I guess she is now too. Ugh.
Who was what? Camilla?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, but
the Camillinator? Are you kidding?
And
I know she has done some things that were bad. I get it, but like
she's easily done the worst stuff out of anyone else. Like,
yeah, but like, what fantastic television! Because it is a train wreck from start to finish.
Yeah,
more than who, Lainey?
More than Evan and Kenny?
No, I meant on the girl side.
Okay,
I was just thinking girls because they rarely blacklist guys. Like, let's be real, it's so rare.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I have next? Rachel, Tina, Ayanna talk. Rachel's like, Ayanna had. Well, Rachel like kind of like legit had her back, and like because in her confessional she says Ayanna has Ayanna's going through like accusations that no one is coming forward with. It's almost like she kind of like believed her, but I mean, she's not wrong. No one came forward.
She was just trying to calm her down. I think that's all it was.
But I mean, I would just like take, Cam's word for it. Like that's why it's easy to see Cam is running the house because guess what? No one came forward. So I mean,
sure, but I mean, she had also put such a big target on her back from the episode prior that like they were literally just looking for an excuse to target her. She could have never said it.
The entire house voted for her after that.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were just looking for a reason, and Cam got a reason.
Everyone was like, my automatic vote is Ayanna.
Right. Literally every eligible voter voted for Ayanna except herself. Well, no, she was a loser. She couldn't vote.
Well, so when Cam and Leroy talk, and Leroy's basically like asking, you know, can this be repaired? And Cam says, that is no longer a person to me. And that's why I'm like, it was way more like, that's why it's like clear. Yeah, no, for you to say something like that, it's way more than just I'm coming for Cam and Leroy. Yeah, there's so like a lot went down. I would like, we only know the basis of what kind of happened, but God, I might subscribe to that Patreon if they spill that. Seriously, if they spill anything on that fight, I will take all my money
because it was huge. It
Overdraft
clearly
me.
was so impactful on that episode. And it's such a shame we didn't get to see it as a viewer. Like it reminds me of the season where they edited out D. Like it's like weird to know that things are happening in the house and not get to see it.
Well, that's things like the D thing. I think that was different because it was like a post edit. Like this was like Gamer Vev had like when that info came out.
Sure,
straight up said this will not be shown. To know that far in advance that will not be shown, that's something else.
But like it had to have gameplay effect. Like, and that's what I'm wish we had seen as fans and as consumers of the show, because like clearly whatever happened with Ayanna rippled out into this episode.
Yeah, and I do wonder if, well, because some of the confessionals and some of the things that people were saying, like they kept on saying like, oh, after last night, yeah. Ayanna. And so that's when I started thinking, like, okay, wait, did this whole fight happen after Janelle left? Like, did she just say the stuff to Janelle, then did this other one happen? But then I remember back to Brandon saying, I haven't talked to you in 3 days. So I don't know. I like, because it seemed the way that everyone was saying, like, oh no, after last night, yeah, I got your back, Cam. I mean,
well, that was the fight at bedtime, but that must have been on the heels of the other fight, like a few days ago.
Yeah, okay,
because they had to film the daily, they had to film the elimination. I don't think,
but it's like everyone kept referring to. They kept saying like after last night, and I'm like, well, maybe there was stuff cut out from that too.
Probably.
Maybe that's maybe that's when Ayanna said that stuff to Jasmine. Like I feel like there was more. I feel like there was more to it than just what we saw.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so that's when we get to wait. Okay, we have a little brief like Rachel Cara talk. It's like unspoken alliance. Cara won't vote for her. Cara says the star holders need to play defense, which that's totally true. I don't necessarily know that Cara's thought on, star holders should. I mean, I guess it's a good way to like get your alliance, but star holders should look out for each other. I mean, whoever goes into elimination, regardless, and like wins, will be stealing a star. So I don't know how much that really matters.
I think Cara is playing like Island of CT archetype and trying to let her intimidation factor carry her through, but I don't think she has a ton of close allies in this game.
They label her as the lone star on episode 1.
Yeah.
Right.
And we see it like, and I don't think we've ever really seen her as like the lone star.
No, she's usually had an alliance. I feel like a decent.
She's often with a partner, and she and the partner build a relationship because she's usually with a strong guy.
Sure, maybe Laurel can help her too, but Rachel's a good ally for him.
Great person, because they are.
Oh yeah,
I feel like they're very similar in how they approach the game.
They approach the game. Yes, gameplay style is very similar.
They are very like. I don't think of Rachel like back when she was in her heyday on the challenge. I don't think of her as like the Cara Maria of. I don't think of them as like. I feel like Rachel now is definitely different than Rachel when she was much younger. Like she's just
Yeah,
about,
but
she's
she
about
was
that fit
always a
life. She's about strong
strong-
woman.
She was always a strong player. She was always a strong woman. She was always running in political alliances, which not a lot of women do.
Yeah,
Especially in
She did
older
run.
challenge.
Yeah,
She
some
was
of the
like in it
alliances.
with Mark in that one season that I
the
think they
duel
won.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't they win
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And she was kind of instrumental in that. So I feel like in a lot of ways they do play a similar game, and she did play that kind of game. She might not be as successful as Cara. Is she a one-time winner? Two-time?
2-time winner, Rachel
times.
is. And so is Cara.
And
Look
so
at
is
that.
Cara. So
Okay, so I saw that I saw that leaked. I thought it was episode 4, but maybe it was 5. I barely looked at it because I was hungry for some All Stars 4, but I don't know. So
I don't
let me have
either.
let me have something that's spoiler free. So don't put it in the chat, Sophie. So okay, we get to nominations, and Keith Cyrus, they're easy. They're like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Next, and then when it gets to the girls, I thought it was so funny. Brandon said, "If I could vote for Ayanna twice, I would, but that means she would be able to steal a star." Like, oh my god, he's like, "No, I'm good. Like, get her out of here." And then because he was the first vote, and then it goes right to Cam, and Cam's like, she's really like setting this up. She says she votes for Ayanna and Rachel because Rachel has the best chance to take Ayanna out, and says, "I would appreciate if you all have my back."
I loved when she just reached out and basically was like, "Here's your invitation. Join and vote with me."
Because it's by saying that, if you don't do that, then
Yep.
you're appearing as not having her back.
Yep, you're not on Team Cam.
Like, if you make a statement like that, and like if you are direct about that, yeah, if you're not with me, you're against me.
And then she called out Cara.
Yeah,
she called out Cara for it. She was like, "You're not being on my team," and she was like, "Sorry."
Yeah, she straight up said, "I feel like you don't have my back in this moment." In front of everyone, like, oh,
power move.
Yeah, it was like, that's not that was not a good look for Cara, but I mean, it makes sense for for Cara, I guess, because I mean, she keeps saying like, because of my position with a star. I guess that means
she wants to try to hold on to her star, and she wants to grandfather in this idea. It's like RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, where people are like, I want my track record to speak for itself when it comes to voting. And they are like, I'm not going to do alliances because I've won the first episode, and you're going to remember I won the first episode. I think she's like trying to create that ambience, and it's a smart move for Cara because she could and will keep her star because whoever steals from her first is going to be on the direct warpath of Cara Maria, and who wants to be on her warpath? I mean, no one.
Sure.
Yeah, because I mean, like, let's be real. Cara makes finals. From I don't.
She'll go into an elimination. She's not scared of an elimination.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she did. Because I don't think she was on. I don't think she made the final on Invasion. I don't think she did. I can't remember who would have eliminated her. I think was it Laurel, maybe, because that was when the
rivalry started.
I feel like it goes back even farther than that.
Was she on Invasion?
Yes, both of them were.
Who was the woman?
They were the champs that came in. Well, I know
CT made that final.
I can't remember who the champs were that made that final.
CT.
I can only Camilla made the final.
Oh.
I remember. I mean, that was the first one. Ashley won. Oh yeah, Ashley and CT won.
Because one man and one woman won.
But starting at Dirty 30, I mean, Cara had done. She made the final in 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. She made 5 finals in a row. Like, that's kind of like
that's very, very impressive.
Very. Like, regardless of if you win or not, like, just like making a final that many times consecutively, like that's a lot.
Male or female, that's impressive for any of the athletes.
Yeah, because I wonder if she holds the record for like most finals in a row. Like
I'll Google it.
Find it out. So, oh, okay. Just one little side note I noticed, because I pick up on things in confessionals. Cam has her hair like in fresh braids in the confessional for this. And then
thank you for noticing. They are perfect.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. But when it goes back from the confessional to the nominations, her hair is not braided whatsoever. And I don't know who in that house, like, yeah, Leroy's a barber, but that's a whole different ballgame. Like, I'm going to be looking out for if we ever see her with braids, like in the house, because I'm really curious on when they would have shot these confessionals, if that's the case. Because I don't know who could have given her that fresh, like, set of braids. Because that stuff takes hours. Like,
sure. They could have used it from any confessional though, because they probably do confessionals pre-show and then weekly and then post-show.
Yeah, they might do. They probably do all of them, because I know
but they mix and match. We know that. Like, we've seen them. Like, Cam will be in multiple outfits, and I've seen that before where players are in, or like the times where we've seen like eye makeup on, what was it, Olivia or something like that. We could tell that she like had busted up her face because they filmed that later.
So Sophie, to answer this, I've heard that there's like maybe a 1 or 2 off days, one in between, but they do film confessionals in between, like, as the show goes on, just so you can kind of like really mentally put yourself in the timing of it.
After the end of like every elimination to like cap an episode.
Oh, it's a braid wig.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for educating us poor white boys.
It's
a fly wig. Look at that.
Honey, it looks good. Wow.
A braided lace front, and we're gay. That's embarrassing. Thank you for.
Thank you so much, because I was really thinking, like, I'm like this ain't adding up.
Kia. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel. It's the first time I've seen you in the chat, but thank you for informing us. We appreciate that.
Come through, braided lace front. Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I mean, I'm not a drag queen.
We didn't clock the waist front though.
Yeah, it was so good. We thought it was real.
She blended well.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad that that's figured out now, because I was really thinking like, no, but Cam's always going to serve in a confessional look. Like,
Cam always looks good. Cam
always
serves good fashion.
And
my God,
don't we think they probably do confessionals at least at the end of every episode or every elimination? But I think they might do daily confessionals.
They do. Like, no, I think they go
block of time.
Yeah, they'll have. There's like, I think they have like maybe 2 confessional days per. Well, because per episode is, I don't know how many days in a whole episode takes. It might
3-ish probably.
Well, you have daily, day off, for confessionals, and I don't know when the nomination part comes in. And then there's at least 2 confessional days per like week or episode.
Oh, where they're just doing the whole day as confessionals for the cast.
Well, if you think about it, look, every single person has to do it. It takes a long
at the beginning, especially, I'm sure.
It takes a long time. Well, since you informed us, I will answer the question. Are you guys here for Nicole and Laurel all season long?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Emphasis on the all.
Happening.
Yeah, like the drama now, the crazy then, the love, the hate. I'm ready for some love making and then some hate fucking. Like, I'm ready for both.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't think we're gonna get from what the trailers shown. I don't think we're getting fighting between Laurel. I don't think we're getting fighting between Laurel and Nicole. I think we're getting fighting, like, it's more so you can see Cara and Laurel fighting probably because she's like reconnected with Nicole.
Oh, sure. And they were still spicy at the 39
right
reunion.
right.
I mean,
Yup.
And I'm sure they'll break up again before the show is over, which I also am excited for.
do they hook up on the show? They hook up on the show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know Nicole, she's got them traveling fingers.
And I'm ready to get my passport. Yeah. Let's go.
Stamp my passport, Daddy. In this case.
Somebody, I can't remember what podcast I was listening to, but someone kind of brought up a good point. How doesn't it? It's like the reverse of what you would normally think of as far as like a double standard. How do men get away with? No, okay, wait. How does Nicole get away with being this, like, I wouldn't say hoe ain't the word because she's doing it in like a playa type of way. But like if a guy was doing, like if a guy on the challenge, like let's just say like on the challenge, but when a guy does that, he's like, it's like a really bad, like how does Nicole get away with doing this?
I don't think it's a bad thing when you're a guy on the challenge hooking up with multiple people. I feel like that happens quite a bit. And there's like kind of a swag edit to it. Fessy did it recently.
Not wrong. Yeah, Fessy does it.
Emmanuel did it.
Oh yeah, Emmanuel just did it. He slept with like at least 3 women.
Out half the people.
Oh, and he slept with Laurel. We didn't list that. Emmanuel and Laurel.
Wait, was she on 39?
Wasn't she? Did I make that up? Am I just like
she was on 38? Yeah, no. They weren't on a. Yeah, I was like,
did they cuddle on 38 though? Because wasn't he on 38?
No, he was on 37 and 39.
Oh, 37 and 39.
Corey was crushing on him.
No,
yeah,
they
definitely hooked up.
They had a thing because he was, the
Corey got like a swaggy edit when he hooked up with multiple people at a time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Nicole gets a swaggy edit. Honestly, I'm not mad at Nicole's edit. They just needed to express something.
Oh my gosh! I have to point this out. Did anyone catch? I can't remember when it was. Laurel's hat. I was like not fully paying attention to the visual, just the audio when I rewatched, but I saw it somewhere. There's Laurel. Tell me if you get this. Laurel was wearing a hat that said, "Do you have a question?"
The blue hat she was wearing at the thing. I can't remember where it was. While she was talking to Nicole when she was comforting her, like outside. But do you recall where that's from? It was from Ride or Dies when her and Jack were in there, and she says to, "Do you have a question?" To Michelle, when she comes in looking like, and they say something, she's like, "Do you have a question?" I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Oh my god, I love that. That was a little. Like she had her own merch.
The Laurel-Michelle rivalry in that season was one of the dumbest, most delicious things ever. So I would live for them in a rival season together because they would be. I mean, Laurel would be so dysfunctional with so many people, but she would be deliciously dysfunctional with Michelle.
Oh, here's the thing. The thing I don't like about rival seasons, like they're good in concept, but then I don't want rivalries to be like over with because you start working with the person.
I'm okay with that because you're going to piss off someone in the midst of doing that. Like you'll piss off someone else and it'll be fine. They can do it. I know they can.
Has Laurel been on a rival season? Was it with, it wasn't with,
I don't know.
I know Cara has been because Cara was on Vendettas, which was basically rivals.
And I do have the most consecutive finals.
Who is it?
Hit me.
Number 1 is Kenny.
Okay.
He was in 6 in a row.
Mr. Beautiful.
Won 3 of them. And Cara, starting with Inferno 3 and ending with Rivals. God, and Cara,
he was
starting in season 30 to War of the Worlds 2.
Okay, so Cara and Laurel were rivals. Okay, so then that is proof that you can be rivals and
And honestly, Laurel and Kara could still be rivals. I mean,
hold on. What is ZNP? But also, I did also hear about this, like when they were doing, I guess, some like promo stuff for, I don't know if it was for Ride or Dies or if it was this last season or something, but they were like in New York, and Michelle did ask her, like, do you just want to like make out and like end this? And Laurel was, oh, I might actually have to subscribe to the Zach Nichols podcast, because he actually like
Stop.
He kind of said,
Stop. We're not doing it.
He
No.
he'll give you the tea. And honestly, like if you want the real tea, you got to pay for it, I guess, at this point. I mean, I just might.
I do remember that, Sophie Dophie. I do remember when Kenny carried Wes.
God, talk about it.
Carried him. And when Landon carried Carly up the mountain, that's another
he
favorite.
pushed her up the mountain.
Yeah, that's true. She rode his shoulders like a small child.
I'd ride anything.
Like Landon. Hello.
Kaya or Kia.
Recently.
I don't know if I'm how to pronounce your name. If it's Kaya or Kia, I'm gonna go with
Kia.
Kia.
Yeah.
Well, so Car's rival partner Cook, yes, she was an alternate for an All-Star season. I can't remember which one, but on the Mike Lewis podcast, shout out to Mike Lewis because he is top tier. They had a little like reunion on the on the video like podcast, and it was cute. It was real cute.
And weren't they not rivals? I feel like one of them was a replacement or something like that.
Yes.
I don't think they were actually.
They were they were rival-ish.
Okay.
Kaya, you were right. It's Kaya.
Kaya. Who was her original one? I can't remember that.
There was something funky about it, but I don't think they were. It was like they weren't original.
Listen, they can look same way they can make X's happen. They can make a rivalry happen from just
same way they can tell us that Anissa and Jordan are ride or dies.
Bruh, don't even get me started on that one. Absolutely not. Y'all know what happened? Wait, I'm pretty sure I've filled
knee replacement.
Yeah.
Well, no, like on why, like for ride or dies, why that happened with Jordan is because you can literally see in the very first episode of Ride or Dies, Anissa is on the damn boat riding in, and she comes in with her gay bestie. I think his name is James, who had some great lips, lip goals.
You were ready.
And you can see in the first episode, James, when they're all like sipping like cocktails. And
we see James in the background?
Yes, when Casey is saying to Tori, yeah, it's really weird that Nani's not here. Like, okay, yeah, well, you know that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Casey, you don't know that Nani's coming in. So they were there, and then James tested positive for COVID, allegedly. And they were like, we got to shift gears. And Jordan and Naya were alternates. They were like, let's just bring Jordan in.
Jordan was an alternate that season?
I can't remember if it was that they were an alternate. I think they may have.
Naya had to get DQ'd for some reason.
No, she ended up. She got like really like sick, and I think I think it was maybe a mix of those things. But they were just like, instead of
they just refigured those pairs.
Yeah, and
that was one of the oddest ride or die, because ride or dies Jordan and Anissa are not.
They're just die.
Yeah,
even Anissa said yourself. She's like, yeah, and my best friend is your ex-fiance. Like, what says ride or die more than that?
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, we see you're definitely. If that's the case, then you're not Tori's ride or die. I mean, okay, yeah. Naya got sick and Jordan dropped, and then so they were like, we have one male out, one female out. Let's just put these two together.
Moral of the story: more rival seasons.
Yeah.
Ride or Dies was a bust. I'll take season 39 over Ride or Dies. Besides, up until once Laurel got eliminated, it was not good for me anymore. Like that was
No, season 39 was a weak season.
I was talking about 38. I thought 39 was actually good. I love Nuri. Like no, it was good. They had a good like third.
Norris should have won though. Like
Norris.
That's why you need to have two winners. Have a male winner, have a female winner. Always.
No, that's why when you finish a puzzle, you take it all down.
Ooh, shade on Colleen.
Yeah, because that shouldn't have happened.
But Colleen left it up for Berna and then got worried about it.
Yeah, no, Nerys was robbed like
Yeah,
that. I've never seen. She's like a new. She is like a new school Cara Maria.
Sure.
I'll say that.
Are we gonna get a Nerys win? I know wins, but can Nerys ever win?
I don't. The Challenge 40 is still filming. And
okay,
Nerys is on it.
I hope she's got one in her.
She definitely has the potential. I think she's the best all-round athlete that's come on the show in a while that has stuck with the show.
Hey, no, ho.
That has stuck with the show.
We are not going to do. We are not calling these reality TV contestants athletes. This is not the fifth sport. We are not calling them athletes. They are not athletes. They work out.
She is a well-rounded contestant.
Period. Sure. There you go.
But like, I mean, no.
And gives good TV.
Yeah.
Well, guess why? She's from MTV. She was from Are You the One? The MTV MTV knew how to cast people for their shows, and I don't know what happened to the casting person, but they flopped. But yeah, thank you, Nelly T, for hooking up with Nerys. Appreciate it, and bringing her onto our screens
and giving Nelly T his best season.
Yeah, she was that good that Nelly won a fucking challenge. I mean, like
he holds it while you're on your record.
Happened. No, it's like 700 in a daily losses in a row.
It became a joke.
Yeah,
that Nelly T was in on.
Hilarious.
And she broke it. That's how good she is. That's how good of an athlete.
If that doesn't tell you she's a queen, like nothing does. Nerys is amazing.
Yeah, I haven't been I haven't been on here talking anything challenge related. It's like a
sad, very sad.
It's terrible. Like I cannot imagine that. But if honestly, I don't know what the process is with like. I mean, I really don't, as far as like prosthetics and being able to like do athletic things once, like how long it takes, because that would be so like iconic for him to come back on the challenge like once. I don't know if it will ever happen. I feel like that's a bit of
It's pretty unlikely. I mean, it's possible.
Sure, he's in good athletic shape though. Like he could potentially be, I don't know, like a para-athlete. Like
sure,
that feels reasonable.
But I mean, the process to get back, it takes probably 2 years, and it's a lot of work. And then if you wanted to that's to become like really functional again.
Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily to be a high level athlete, just to be like a functional human that can get around and not be in pain all day. That can take like 2 years. And so like to be an athlete again, I mean, he probably won't be back for 3 to 5 years if he is able to get back in shape.
I mean, honestly, you see him working out. I mean, but also
All-Stars 8, All-Stars 9.
Well, so the only reason I wouldn't see him coming back is because
of the reason why.
Yeah, because that's been a thing that they don't cast people with DUIs anymore. I don't know if he's been convicted. I don't know if he's been convicted. Allegedly. But like that's why Maddie is no longer allowed back.
Oh, I didn't know that, and what a shame. She was a delight.
I love her hair.
In the worst best way.
Yeah. But she like made it to a final on her first season. That's like good. That's entertainment. I think first season. She made it to the desert final. The one where like everyone
God, the Mad Max one. That was the hardest final you've ever seen. Oh my God.
Was that Turbo's win?
It was
Yes.
Turbo's win.
Oh, okay. You know what? This is a topic that we can get into actually because it's been brought up recently. So this is Trishelle informed me of this. Which shout out Queen Trader winner. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
My
Get
OG
those
girl.
monies.
Had she ever won that challenge?
Hell no.
Okay.
She did come in, I think it was second place on Battle of the Seasons, the 2012 version. Her and Dustin.
LA. Yeah, sure.
LA.
Sorry. The Battle of the Seasons. They're Las Vegas, not LA.
Oh. You mean, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Their team Las Vegas, not LA.
Yeah. And she, who were the other two? Alton and I think Nani were the other two. There were the two because they did two from the first, two from the first Las Vegas, two from the second,
and they split up.
Yeah,
for the elimination.
But I'm pretty sure they got second place. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
and then right behind
Frank and Zach and whoever the two ladies were from San Diego.
Sam was a lesbian, and then Ashley was the blonde girl who I do not like.
The runner.
I do not like her. If you watch their season of the Real World, you'll know why. Like, God, it was bad.
But Frank loved Frank, entertaining as hell.
Frank was just on Jimmy's podcast, and oh my God, he's sexy. I mean, Dr. Frank.
Wait,
Dr.
Does he have a doctor?
I think it's psychology, psychiatry, something along those lines.
Okay, curious.
Yeah. Dr. Sweeney. But he brought the idea up of, he said he wanted the Challenge All-Stars, Ultimate Girls Trip. Where it's like, where he was like, where it's like,
I'd watch it.
He was like, where it's me, you, Marie, Ashley. I'm like, ah!
Sure, just hot sauce.
My God. Oh my God.
Sure,
yeah.
They could do like little challenges like in Are You the One or something.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. We'll jump back into the episode. Hey, look, if the chat puts it out, we'll see it.
If the chat puts it out.
If the chat puts it out, I'll comment on it. Okay, so yeah, we left off at Cam with having the braids in her confessional.
We've been derailed for a minute.
That was like 30 minutes ago.
Listen, the Couch Potato Queens are known to go
like on
unhinged.
a tangent. Okay,
we'll get unhinged. There's a certain point where it ends up being the Couch Potato Queens after dark.
Stop.
Yeah. But so the elimination is down the tube, and okay, shout out to Paige from the Most Likely To podcast. Love her. She has some great interviews, and she also recaps, like, she's great. But she said something so funny about this like elimination. She basically said it was, which I agree, it was geriatric hall brawl.
Stop.
Sure.
But it was a fun take on hall brawl. I like
that. I
thought it was a cool elimination too.
I like it better than hall brawl. Like, hall brawl is just not. It's okay.
I love hall brawl.
I like pole wrestle and I like balls in, but hall brawl, like, it's
sure
like,
you do.
Yeah,
I'd wrestle pole.
we know,
and I'd throw some balls in too.
Sure,
so
slide into her DMs.
Yeah, slide in this bitch's DMs. Her thrusty is open.
Ha! Not my thrusty. My thrusty and crusty.
Well, I would never.
I thought it was really interesting how Ayanna kind of used her body as a wedge at one point. It didn't work, but an interesting strategy. She wedged the ball in so that Rachel couldn't move it any farther.
It was a size advantage she had.
Sure.
Thank you, Sophie, for knowing the real me.
I will take credit for that. Thank you. I started that.
Credit to William. She's so lucky.
In sex.
Oh!
Specifically.
I mean, I wouldn't call it luck. It's more like skill for me, but okay. So it was kind of funny with this elimination that I'd forgotten until I rewatched, but It was best 2 out of 3, but neither of them got to the third one. Oh my God. Okay. I guess I could say my favorite comedic relief part of this episode was, and why I love him so much,
the Kefla dance.
Kefla.
Yes.
Motherfucker.
That booty pop.
He fakes
Yeah.
a damn ham, and he went. So he was on the official challenge podcast, which is for All Stars, is hosted by Tori and Anissa.
Sure.
And I'm like, y'all aren't you're not All Stars. And they also they also recorded all of these well over a month ago because, spoiler alert, they're both filming Challenge 40.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. But they asked him, like, did you actually injure your hamstring or what? And he said, no, there was no injury. But he just went, I love it. Everyone was like, oh, stretch it out. And then he's like, to like the version. That was so funny. Oh my God.
It was so good. And that was his first daily win, right?
His first
elimination. I mean, yeah.
First elimination because, and there was a side note. So I'd said on the last recap we did that he was the winner from the very first challenge. No, it was the second season of the challenge because the first season wasn't quite the challenge. It was called Road Rules All Stars. Okay, and it was very different. Like I've never seen it. And they were still in a Winnebago and stuff. Like it was different.
Was that the Puck season?
The one where with the spitting? No, that was Battle of the Sexes 1. That was the second season I ever watched.
What a odd choice for Battle of the Sexes right there. That must have been a treasure.
Rachel was on that season. Like that's wild. I would never forget. Because I was an MTV kid. I was like, I can't believe it. Like I'm like, kids these days could never be like 6 years old watching MTV. Like
I was gonna say as cool as you, but I mean,
well, yeah. No, but I was an MTV kid. I mean, should I have been watching? I mean, yeah, actually.
Right. You were tuned into Undressed at 10 p.m. I know.
Back when music videos were on MTV. There was still TRL.
Yes, every day at 3 p.m.
TRL is how I found out about 9/11.
Stop.
I was 10. Okay, side note. What? When I was 10 years old. It was in 5th grade.
Taking a weird turn.
Came home from school, and this is also back when our parents didn't have babysitters or whatever. Like I was 10, I walked my ass in home by myself, and every single
walked on home.
I didn't walk. I rode the bus. But whenever in elementary school, the first thing I did when I got home, I turned on TRL. I turn it on and I just see like news, and then I'm seeing what's happening. And the first thing out of my mouth is, "Where the fuck is TRL?"
Don't come between a lady and her TRL.
Right.
And then I'm like, why are they talking about these tourists? And
the tourist, you poor thing.
Wait, I was TRL. Did that still go on live that day?
No.
That's why I was like, where the fuck is TRL?
Sure.
I'm like, if TRL's not on, something ain't right. And
something was not right.
It was not right. All is not okay in Oklahoma.
Thank you, Cinda Canning.
Yeah, so that was my little side note. But also, hey, if you're looking up stats,
I'm ready. What do we need?
Well, there's this great app I use called Fandom. It's almost like a wiki where you and the challenge has one, and you can type in anyone's name, and it will tell you every single thing. So on the official challenge podcast today, Anissa said something about how like Rachel's never really been in like an elimination because I looked it up prior to this. I think I still have it pulled up. I looked it up prior. She'd been in, I don't remember what the islands eliminations were like.
Oh, like 3 people went in and something. They were different.
Because what I'm seeing is on the island, her opponents were Kellyanne and Robin, and she lost. But then
normally
Anissa
went
said,
in against, it was 3-way eliminations. I remember that, but they were funny on the island.
and then
That was a
and
weird
then
season.
yeah, it wasn't. That was a flop. Let's be real. But then Anissa said the only other elimination she'd ever been in was with Anissa when they did the X's season. And I'm looking it up, and yeah, she's been in those 3. And then I guess the only
Rachel's ex.
Anissa.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
back
That
in the
was
day.
the one that they were like, let's make all male-female pairs and one female-female pair.
They're like, MTV was like,
lesbians.
hey, we're gay, we're cool.
Yeah,
And yeah, the elimination. So yeah, Anissa and Rachel went to elimination against Jasmine and Tyree and won, and then lost the next time they went in to Dunbar and Paula.
Sure.
But so I guess this is Rachel's first like head to head, which when I found that out, I was like, shocked. I was
sure. She feels like she would have done more eliminations because she's a bigger name.
But
she was good at staying out of eliminations. She was good at politics.
Which I'm like iffy on how I feel about that. You know, like name of the game, Seattle elimination. Well, I mean it is, but I still want to see. I want to see it. That's why I do like this. I hated the Skull twist, but I like this version of it.
Sure, I do too. I think it's better than Skull.
Yeah. Okay, so the girls' elimination, like Ayanna versus Rachel. Technically, I mean, if we're talking about this being like a weight thing, well, I mean, it's not even. I mean, Ayanna's lost a lot of weight, sure, but it's one of those like you remember. What was it? There was like an elimination to where like Beth was like the bigger person than. Was it Svetlana or something like that? Where like weight,
Svetlana,
where like weight matters.
Of Laurel versus Jasmine in that basketball one.
That too. Yeah, yeah. But like like weight. One. I really hope we get that eliminate. Like because I don't know if we are getting that or not. Like I don't recall. But I hope we get a Laurel and Jasmine elim. That would be so good.
Justice for Jasmine. I'm rooting for her.
But I thought it was so funny. Ayanna, like during the elimination, she's like having to do all this, then she goes, "If you're gonna get me, Cam, you gotta come get me your damn self."
It was bold.
And Cam's like, "What?"
Yeah, because focus on your elimination.
Right. It was messy.
I'm like, honey, you say that the moment you knock that person out. Like once you knock out your opponent, then come with the shit talk. Like in between rounds, not while you're doing that.
They did a good job of building it up, but it felt like without editing that Rachel did pretty strong in this one.
Yeah, no, you always have to give like a little bit of the like confessional editing just to like, like which way could it go?
Right. It's not dramatic if there's not, but there was like several shots where they were like struck pushing each other where we saw Ayanna like way to the side. And Rachel was just using good technique. She was like, I'm going to use my legs. Leg muscles are so much stronger. It was a smart play. I was glad she got it done.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the rounds was Ayanna was still in the contraption and the ball, and she just like shoots the ball out. I think that was the only one of any of the 4 rounds we saw. Like, doesn't the person normally fall out? Meanwhile, Ayanna was wedged in there, and the ball just went right past her, and they were.
Well, that was because of the way she was like wedging in there.
She was
so
trying to
Rachel
hold
just pushed
the ball.
it through her. Because at one point, TJ was like, "I know you're tired, but you have to push." Because she wasn't pushing; she was just wedged.
Oh, was he saying that like a rule thing? Like, you have to push.
Sort of. I mean,
he was like, "You can't just sit there."
I mean,
Rachel did.
At that point, I'd be like, I can't hear you, TJ. Sorry.
Sure.
I'm gonna.
Rachel just pushed on through. She was like, "Girl, I don't need it."
Yeah, I mean, there was no chance in hell Rachel was ever gonna lose that. Like, just mentally, Rachel would like. Could you imagine?
A more prepared player.
What a twist it would have been had it been like a puzzle or a math or something like that. Because Rachel, like, what a backfire on the cam plan. Thank goodness it was a physical, because a puzzle, a math,
and on top of that, this was a 2-person, a 2-winner daily. So the only person who could have possibly like gone in there to think that they could outdo Ayanna was Avery, and Avery ain't gonna like that's another side note. She lost her star, and TJ's like, "Well, Avery, do you want to get your star back?" She's like, "Oh, not really."
So do we think at that moment, does Avery get to be like, I want to come and get my star and I'm coming in for Rachel?
Yes, it hasn't been said yet, but from what I've gathered and like what other people are, you get to choose because you're the winner. Like you get to choose.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. I think Avery could have possibly beat Ayanna in this. Ooh. I don't think anyone has been bold enough to do it yet because we didn't get it last week with Tina. But I actually think both Nicole and Laurel had a pretty good chance against Tina. And I think Avery could have beaten Ayanna in this.
She's so much smaller than Ayanna. I don't think so.
So Rachel was smaller than Ayanna.
Yeah, that's different. That's different though, because like Rachel's like, it's not even just like
she's more muscular.
Well, it's not even just like Rachel's an athlete. Like Rachel is a full blown like
fitness
not even just like not even just like trainer. She's above that. Like I mean, she's way more than
celebrity trainer.
Okay, so you're saying that Avery made the right choice, but what if this doesn't come up again?
Well, also though,
I don't think Avery's winning. Like
I would think about it this way: if you're on there, you want as many episodes as you can get. So wait it out as much as you can, because like especially if you don't think that there's one winner, you really don't think that there is going to be a chance. At least get as much airtime as you can and get as many episodes.
Get harder. Like
you're not wrong.
The farther in you get, the harder it will be to win something. And hold on, William, I know you just bi-girled Avery, but she's won 2 of the dailies out of 3.
Wow, she has.
And I guess she wasn't the winner of the first one, but she did get a star from it, so it was tantamount to winning. Was she?
Sure. Oh, tantamount.
Was she in the middle group technically, even though she had a star?
Tantamount? Please define. Catch me.
She won. It was the same as winning.
I mean, okay, fine. You're right. She's good, but I just don't see it.
But
You're
also
anti-Wonder Woman.
Also, you have to think about it is early on.
Period, clearly.
It is
again,
early.
Disclaimer: that's not true. I am not anti-woman.
Oh, I don't know. You said it. But there is also the case of having a Stargate on your back.
Sure. Yes, I love a Stargate.
What is that? Target plus Starbucks? Stargate?
Something like that.
So, I mean, I guess I kind of get that. I don't know if you wait till what you think is halfway through, because especially with double limbs happening, I'd be like, oh, let me just kind of get this while I can. I mean, I don't know. Like, that would be so hard to kind of calculate when you could go get another star. Like, that's
absolutely. And I agree. We're still on the earlier side, so I don't think it's like a critical mistake, but like, I do think she possibly could have won against Ayanna. That's all I'm saying. And maybe she'll have more opportunities, and she probably will. Because at a certain point in time, you're either going to have to be in an elimination. I mean, here's the question, too. When we're getting down to the end, like, you get to defend your star, right? It's not going to be like 2 people can go into an elimination and you can steal someone's star and therefore they don't go into the final.
There's definitely something changing at some point in the season because you can just see it with, they're not going to, let's say it gets down to where there's,
because when we're down to 8 people.
Well, I mean, yeah, because then who's the middle part that's voting, and
sure.
who are so there's definitely a mid-season switch.
If you're not the top all-star this week, then you're on the bottom.
Oh, maybe it does just go to like to where there's no middle. Yeah, that could make sense. And that would be very interesting because that might be the first time ever that, maybe not first time ever, but that there's no vote. That, like, if you're in the bottom, you're going into elimination. Because it's always been what if you come in last in the daily, you're one of the people in elimination, and then someone else, then there's a deliberation about who the other person is, but never just in the bottom.
Yeah,
but I think there's definitely a mid-season like switch up of some sort. I honestly have no idea what it is, because that's one thing that Gamer Bev doesn't really ever have a full story on, as far as like exactly how the format is. There's an idea of the format, but never, like, I didn't know anything about this, about the star. I didn't know anything about this. So I know some spoilers. I don't know it all. So I'm still engaged. Trust me. Unless it comes to even season 39, I was gagged by Nerys. That's about it. But I knew Emmanuel was the winner the whole time, so I was just like,
sure, I would have checked out.
Trash.
That's why I can't get spoiled, because Emmanuel was not exciting. And I think I would have enjoyed it less knowing that, because his edit was not great.
Which that speaks volumes that they like, production knows who the winner's going to be, and his edit was crap. Like,
right. That he was horny. Like, that was he's weird and horny. Like, that was his edit.
And the fact that he was a winner and not invited to season 40, come on. But Nerys was.
Boop.
And we finally, an hour and 51 minutes into it, we get our first super chat of the night.
Ding, ding, ding.
3 archive hosts. I am late to the challenge, so the history is good to hear. I'm glad you think so. Thank you so much, BZ Leonard.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So then it kind of ends with, well, I did like this. I love Jasmine. Jasmine said when I think it's like about right before Ayana's eliminated. She says, Ayana has been, how do I say this nicely, toxic as fuck. Says, and I don't have any sage or holy water, so I need Rachel to take her out. And then that's when Ayana starts saying her kids' names, and see a true colors.
Yes, the name of the episode.
I loved that. That was so good. But when Rachel wins, she's like, "Give me all the stars!" Like, she gets some like butch voice going on. I'm like, okay. And I didn't understand. I knew this recently, that she was stealing. Like, I found out before the episode that she was going to be stealing Tina's star, and I was thinking that was like, ooh, drama. But then looking back, I'm like, now that I see, like, with Cam's confessional, I'm like, oh, it was just a scared, like, safe move. It was a
safe, scared move.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about it beforehand.
Yeah,
like,
because you see Tina's reaction.
Piss off Cara.
And then who has the other star? Who's the girl with the other star? I can't remember.
Cara,
Rachel.
There would be
Rachel.
Cara, Rachel, and Tina. And then she transferred Tina's star.
Yeah.
She even called it a transfer. She took Tina's star and gave it to Veronica. And she had said, it made it seem like, because who won for the guys? Keefla won for the guys, and he took whose star?
Brad.
He took Brad's star,
he
and
said
it
on the
made
podcast,
it
he was
seem
like, I want the biggest one.
That Rachel might have taken Brad's star if that was an option.
Oh yeah, because she said Steve.
She had been working with Adam. Adam was safe, and she had been working with the other person.
Oh yeah, because Adam has a star. Yeah, and then Steve, and then Keith. Yeah, so that really was the only option. So yeah, I can't fault her too much for that, because it
would have been interesting if they'd given Rachel the option first. I mean,
Yeah.
because they probably knew what Rachel's intent was. Because don't you think in confessional or like when they're going into it, they're talking to a producer and they're like, "What do you think you're gonna do if you get the pick?" I mean, that's got to be a conversation that they're having. So I almost feel like it was set up for her not to get the Brad option.
Well, okay, wait. So then, who are the men who have the stars before the elimination? It was Brad. Oh, Brad, Steve,
and
then
Adam.
Adam.
So then, so let's say Rachel's elimination was first. Had she stolen one from Brad, that means the only person Keefla could steal from was Steve. Like, there's one person. Or, I mean, it wouldn't make sense, but I guess he technically could steal a woman's star.
Well, he can't take the woman's star and make it
right. He would have to give it to somebody else.
But yeah, can you I guess you could do that, but that's just dumb to just. I mean,
I think it's going to happen sometime.
Only in a Cam Leroy Cam Leroy situation where one of you doesn't have a star, but you're going to give it to you don't have a star, and you win an elimination, but you give it to someone who's not yourself. That's the only scenario I could see that happening is a Cam Leroy situation.
With what Rachel had, because actually doing that could have been like taking Brad's star could have been really nice. I don't know who Rachel gives it to, like what man she's working with, Boring Ace or something like that. But
oh God,
well, sure, but she'd give it to her alliance. She's like kind of paying it forward.
But it does make sense to me though, like a transferring, like let's just keep that second star with us.
Sure.
And so I mean, it made sense to me. Like, there's not a lot of options you have at that point.
Well, she could have taken Kara's. I mean, that's the power move right there, is to take Kara's and give it to Veronica. I don't think that would have been a smart move.
No,
but she didn't have a ton of options, especially when they didn't let her go first.
Yeah, I don't see a world in where she would ever take Kara's though. I don't see it. Like, just for who Rachel is and just like this, like strong women, da 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 da. Like,
it was interesting that TJ said you have to steal a star though. I mean, kind of a weird flex, because I feel like you should get the option of not stealing a star, frankly.
I do wonder if at that point in time, TJ's earpiece was like, yes, you do.
Sure,
yes, you do.
Yeah. They wanted to cause some drama. And here's the thing, too. Based on her reaction, Tina knew that this was happening, right?
Yes.
I mean,
it was
totally too staged for.
But also, there's also a reasoning of, Tina, you didn't earn that star. Just give it up. Come on.
No, but if it had been an ambush, Tina would have reacted in a much different manner.
Because had that not been planned, I would think of it as like, oh, so you're choosing. Which, let's also not forget though, because that was planned, just transfer, but at the same time, yes, they're all three like BFFs, mean girls, whatever. But let's not forget, Rachel and Veronica had a relationship, but Veronica had not been out at the time. So like when you see like on the Inferno, like when they're all in like the hot tub and stuff, like it's come out in like recent years where it's been known now that, they had a relationship, and Rachel's always been out and proud, but Veronica was not there yet. And yes, Rachel is married, 3 kids. Veronica's in a great relationship with a woman, but there's just something about that. If you've been together, you're gonna have a little bit of a preference.
Does Veronica identify as?
I don't know.
Okay,
maybe it's
wife.
What did you just say?
It was. We made that joke last week.
Oh my god! Oh my god! No, I don't know what she identifies as. She's probably. It wouldn't surprise me if she's like fluid or whatever. But
sure, she could come out like Big T did and just vaguely come out. That was odd. I'm coming out.
I kind of
She
love
came
it,
out as
but
Big T, okay?
Sure.
She was
She
Big
came out
T
as Big
sexual.
T. Sure.
she's like, I'm Big T and I don't like Big D.
No, she does not.
Sure.
That's basically what she said.
And
Well,
good
we're
for
coming
her.
up the 2 hour
Yeah.
mark. I think we can. Good. No, definitely good for Big T and
Yeah.
fuck you, Corey.
And good
I said
for
that
Veronica.
shit.
I'm glad she's happy. I'm glad she's in a good spot. And frankly, what a great setup for Rachel because she gets to be faithful for her alliance. And if she can bring those two ladies to a final, she's beaten them.
Boom.
You're not wrong because listen, neither one of them expects Tina and Veronica. Neither one.
They
of them
don't think they're going to
expect
get to the final.
much less win.
Right. They're here for the socializing and the free booze.
So it's a really great plan if Rachel can actually execute it. She gets to keep her friends and then fight the men.
And well, also one little side thing that we didn't talk about, which tell me how y'all feel about this. So the winner gets $250, and then if you cross the finish line at the final, however amount of people do that, those people split 50,000. What if there's 5 people who cross the finish line?
I'm here for anyone crossing the finish line getting money, frankly.
Well, yeah, you should. I think you should always. There should always be a second place, third place. Like there should. Yeah.
Are you saying you think that second place should get more of the pot?
No, I think that they should.
He says that's not enough between the amount.
I think it should be. I'd say maybe like 200,000 to the winner, and then it starts to be because what if
5 people cross though? That's $10,000.
That's like
so many people don't
girl after taxes.
Don't get prize
in this
money
economy.
from it.
Who pays taxes?
They get per diem, but not prize money.
What about DM?
I was saying a lot of the competitors get
I
prize
agree.
money.
It's total trash if you cross the finish line in the final and you just get nothing.
Yeah.
But what I don't want ever happening again is anything like Ride or Dies where Devin and Tori just literally gift 30. It was like 38,000 each because of season 38. I'm like, you're gifting Johnny Bananas $38,000. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I actually kind of liked that.
Yeah,
I don't want sweet. I don't want sweet on reality TV.
Sure, that's fair. But I think the second place and third place people should be getting something. I think they were trying to say, let's pay that forward. It didn't bother me that much, but I hear you.
I'm glad Emmanuel did. That's the one good thing Emmanuel didn't do. About Emmanuel is that he was like, no, I'm going to take this.
Second and third,
I'm going to take the money and run
paid
teams.
Out, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did.
They got money.
Did make money.
Who was second? Oh,
Nerys
yeah,
was
Nerys.
second.
Yeah. Okay,
Pauline
good.
was third.
At least, yeah. Oh man, yeah. If Nerys would have walked away with $0, fuck that.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
Right.
That disaster of a season would have been more of a disaster. You liked it, but I
like the third the third part of season 39. Once the whole Nerys Olivia once all that shit started brewing, Nerys delivered.
Oh God,
once the whole that was such an interesting twist that just to talk about 39, that was a very interesting twist of yes, Sophie, I do remember that. That was the season opener for last season. Yeah. Ooh. We're not trust me, we're not going
happening
for
tonight.
No.
We're at Dr. Hatton's bedtime.
Yeah.
Dr. Hatton.
She's a sleepy lady over here.
No,
I would normally be asleep by now. I'm up for you fuckers. Mwah, I love you. Thank you for being here.
Oh
yeah, no, check your watch. It is true though.
Oh wow.
Tired.
Really. Yeah.
No,
it's my bedtime.
I will say this though, for season 39, one thing I did love that I found to be very interesting. But let's just say I have a feeling I don't know, but I think it's coming back to season 40 is that little chain vote.
Oh, sure. Like
that was like, it starts with one person, and then it goes like they can select the next person to vote. Like they can select the next person. That was a very interesting twist that I actually liked, but if the numbers are, if you're outnumbered, then that can be just
you're a cascade, like it was a waterfall every time. Yeah,
definitely.
Whoever wins is, I mean, yeah, that's wild to keep the secret for 18 months. I mean, I would never, but
you're not getting paid if you don't.
Yeah, all you have to do, if you want it to be known, all you got to do is just DM Gamer Vev.
Do we think that did they not get paid until it aired?
Well, let's just say, I know from experience, as far as a game show goes,
if it doesn't air, you don't get paid.
That part. But you do. But if it does air, oh yeah, I mean, there could have been a time and place where All Stars 4 never aired. Like, I was starting to believe that we were never going to get it. So I don't know. You might be right.
So I wonder if the winner. I mean, and it's an established show, so.
Sophie Dopey, I signed a $100,000 NDA. I'm not spilling a damn thing.
Right, exactly. If your whole prize money is on the line.
Yeah, I'm not saying shit. So it's been. Do we know when All Stars 4 will end? Well, it's been pretty heavily rumored that this is not 10 episodes; it's 12 episodes. So we had 2 episodes week 1. We're now on episode 3. So 9 weeks from now, I would assume. Yeah, maybe 9 weeks from now. When would that be? Yeah, maybe 2. What? That's like, yeah, a little over 2 months. Oh wow, I'll be ending around my birthday. Loves that.
Oh, happy early.
Thanks. It's very early. Oh God, I hope not. I'm not ready to cover Big Brother again. I will, but I will. We will. You know, we will. That's our biggest show. We definitely will.
And I don't think it was in the press release how many episodes.
I think Jasmine seems to be the one that is just spilling every damn thing. And I really, oh man, I missed it. Jemmy went live on Instagram with Brandon tonight for some tea. Hopefully I can get they recorded it and I can get access to it.
You better go get it, girl.
I will. So let's wrap it up. Dr. William Hatton, where can everyone find you if they like to follow you?
You can find me at Dr. William Hatton pretty much everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, who knows?
Oh, are you on is your Twitter shall I say followable?
Probably not. Almost certainly not. Yeah, I don't post on Twitter either.
That's why I have 3 Twitters.
I need multiples.
I have 3. Yeah, you should follow my. Oh, you probably don't want to follow my Twitter because you don't know when a spoiler is going to pop through or not.
Well, yeah, you definitely.
You might not
posting your nudes.
That's a different
That's
one.
The second handle or the third. Called an alt, sir.
Right, girl. I don't need that OnlyFans promo.
Well, if you like to follow me on OnlyFans, it's at. I will say that on a later date. Laney, where can everyone find you?
On Twitter, and it's not porn. What a wonder. At LG714. It's like random musings about tennis, mostly.
And Sailor Moon today.
And Sailor Moon, yeah.
Okay.
Moon Prism Power Activate. Makeup.
Yeah.
And y'all know where y'all can find me. Y'all, you can follow me on the gram at Reginald__George, or find me on the Bird at Was Really Good 1. And just for the record, if no one knows where that name comes from, I kind of took it from, I don't know why I created that, but it came from the VMAs where Nicki Minaj is like, and I heard someone had a lot of shit to say about me in the press the other day. Miley was good. That's kind of where it comes from.
That is a journey.
It was an origin story.
Thank you for sharing. I feel like you expressed something tonight.
I did. And if you have not yet done so, please be sure, if you're still watching, to smash that like.
Yes.
It helps us out a lot. And if you like this night, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we go on next. But we'll most likely be doing this Thursdays so that I have enough time to listen to podcasts and find out any extra little bit of tea.
And deliver all of the deets to us, please. We're ready.
You know I will.
Thank you.
You know I will. But with that said, thank you all. And to each, I wish you a fabulous night. And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Deuces.